What is going on today, guys? Welcome back. It is a absolutely gorgeous day. Official Greg A weather report is that it is blue skies and it is like 75 degrees today. Absolutely beautiful. So anyway, we're taking advantage of that. We are back outside working on the Peterbilt, trying to get some more things wrapped up. As you can tell, Allie helped us take the fuel tanks out of here. Last time we worked on this majestic beast here, we made a little mistake. Now, we got the fuel tanks in there, but we never really mounted and drilled the holes for our sleeper mounts here. So the shocks, you know, go right here. They attach to the back of here. This bracket basically slides forward, has this drag link here, attaches to the sleeper back here. You can tell that one is kind of in place. That's how it really looks. Got the sleeper airbag, the shock here. So we needed to remove the fuel tanks to drill these holes. So I went ahead and put them in place, marked them out. So that is where today is starting off. We are going, oh, there's a fuel tank there. Whoops. Watch where you're going, Greg. So we're going backwards just a little bit to hopefully make a couple steps forward with mounting those brackets. And then we can slide the fuel tanks back in there and then start reconnecting everything. We also did not run the rest of the fuel lines up into the engine of the truck. But once we get the fuel tanks back in there and tightened up and all that stuff, we essentially could put fuel in this thing and then start this thing up. So I'm not sure how far we'll essentially get in this video, but that's where we're starting off. We're just gonna try and keep knocking off things on the list, on the Peterbilt. That way we can hear this baby fire up. So anyway. All right, guys, as you may or may not be able to tell, it is the next day, Sunday, and the weather is not so good today. It's been raining on and off this morning. Really, if I'm being completely honest, did not want to come back out here and continue to work on the peak, but we are here nonetheless getting it done. Just remember that. There's going to be times when you don't want to be out here, but you just gotta get up, get off the couch, and get out here. But anyway, so where we're at right now is we have finally wrapped up all of the sleeper mount brackets. Last time I think that we drilled the frame, we had some new drill bits, and this go around, I think it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. Like, yeah, we drilled like 20 some holes with the same drill bits. And this time we did not, go through it as quickly as last time. So took a little while to drill our 6 holes, 3 on each side, but brackets are mounted, everything is tight. We've got the shocks, which will probably end up needing new shocks. I didn't really show you guys, but these things pretty much have no compression or rebound to them, so we'll have to replace those eventually. But for right now, they're good. I don't want to, add one more thing to the list. We can change these very easily anytime. So we've got the shocks tightened up. Our drag link is tight. Our new airbags, also huge thank you to the guys, always the guys over at Piedmont Peterbilt in North Carolina. My man Mike always helping us out. He got us set up with 2 new airbags in the back here. So those are nice because when we went to go take our other ones out, this piece in here on the factory ones was plastic and it broke on us. So new airbags, and these are actually a steel thread on the bottom here, so much nicer airbags. As you can see, everything is kind of leaned back a little bit, so when these things kind of inflate, it'll pick them up and they won't have this weird looking crunchiness to them. But new hardware there, everything is tight. We're still on the blocks as of right now. As soon as we kind of get this thing back up and running, as soon as we air up the cab, there's enough room for the block to slide forward, so I'm not really going to mess with those as of right now. So now that we've gotten that complete and done and out of the way, we can go ahead and steal Allie from her Sunday projects and get her out here and help us put the tanks back in, and we'll go from there. Can't tell in the camera, but it started to rain pretty good, so we quick wrapped everything up, put it inside the garage. Hopefully it will just pass here in a little bit and we'll be able to continue to work. But as you guys can see, we're standing inside the garage now so we don't get completely soaked. But got the fuel tanks back in, got the fuel lines hooked back up, also put in a plug on the bottom of the fuel tank that I didn't see was there. So fuel tanks are pretty much back in, ready to go. Now, I was talking to Mark last night, kind of where I think we're at is I have the exhaust for this thing. I really have been waiting to put on the exhaust. We got a couple things to tighten up on the battery box area, which will make it easier without the exhaust. That's what I was moving to next. But I think before we put fuel in the fuel tanks and tighten down the fuel tanks where they're going to sit permanently, I need to get the exhaust in. I need to get the stacks up because I need to be able to push the tanks back or a little bit more to the front, depending on where the exhaust and the stacks lay in there. I want to keep them as far forward as possible, you know, with obviously some clearance in between the edge of the tank and the stacks. Sorry, but I don't know that until we put the exhaust in. Now, I've been dying to put the exhaust in. I think we're finally ready. Maybe even in the next video tomorrow, we will be putting the exhaust in. Now, the exhaust for these things, super expensive, and it comes in about 1 million boxes, and they're taking up a ton of room in the parts room. So I will be more than happy to put those babies on, and I think it'll start really looking like a truck with the exhaust on it. So we're gonna not do that in this video. I'm hoping that this rain passes and we can kind of carry on. We also have the air tanks. Let me see if I can find the air tanks. Sitting right over there. We got the air tanks that we can go ahead and put in. So let's see, hopefully this will pass and we can continue on. Well, it doesn't look like the rain is going to hold up, so I just kind of decided to get wet a little bit here. Hopefully the camera doesn't get soaked while we're talking out here, but got the battery box tightened up, got the air tank loosely put in there. I really want to put our drop panels on, but I honestly think that's going to have to be like the last thing to do once everything is re-plumbed, all the air lines are hooked back up. We don't have air fittings yet, but I should be able to get everything. It doesn't look like a lot of room, but there's enough room. Oh, the camera is just getting soaked. But there should be enough room to get the air fittings and all of that stuff in there and ran while the tank is up in there. So that kind of just gives you a little look at the chrome polished box, the air tank, and the fuel tank. And like I said, we got the fuel tank back in there just loosely. That way we can move it back or a little bit more to the front, whatever works for that. But the fuel lines are hooked back up. We are getting very, very close to firing this thing back up and hopefully hearing this thing run. Like I said, the next video will hopefully be the stacks and maybe some more miscellaneous stuff, but the rain is pretty much, I'm not gonna stay out here and get soaked all evening. So anyway, that is pretty much gonna wrap up this video, guys. Might be a short video, but that's gonna do it for the Peterbilt. Back on here, I'm gonna probably try and stay on this pretty consistently, hopefully. Like I said, I'm gonna order some stuff we should be able to go get pretty locally. But yeah, I'm excited for the exhaust. So anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. Just remember, you're gonna have days like this that you do not wanna be out here, but you know deep down, your inner voice knows you need to be out here getting some stuff done. So take advantage of that. Listen to that little voice. Don't wuss out. Come out here, get some work done. Even if it's just a little bit of work, it will make you feel a whole lot better moving towards your goals. So that's what we did today. I'm happy about that, and that's gonna do it. Hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe if you have not already. I will see you guys in the next one, and hopefully we'll have some exhaust on this thing and possibly even hear this thing fire up. See ya.